Kick-Ass Switch, putting the K in magic. There's a fly in here. Hi, welcome to Kick-Ass Switch, putting the K in magic. I'm Joanna DeVoe, and you're watching a video about perfectionism and how practice does not make perfect. Practice really just makes more practice. And this is something that I've thought a lot about this year because I keep hearing myself talk about all of these different practices that I have in place and how I kind of live my life as a practice, and I didn't really know that I was doing that until I started talking to you about doing that, and I started seeing, yes, that is what I'm doing. I'm living my life as a practice. And before, what I used to do, I was just on this big self-improvement kick, and I don't even know if you can call it a kick because it lasted for more than a decade, and I think that it was really a shame-based attempt to fix myself and to make myself more perfect. And I don't regret that little kick that I was on because I learned so much about myself and all of these different healing practices and spiritual practices and psychological practices that I still use to this day. But I use them with a much lighter spirit and with the acceptance of the fact that I am not perfect and I am never going to be perfect. And I was just talking about this on the last episode of Hippie Witch, Magic for a New Age. I hope you guys are listening over there because that is really where I'm pouring most of my energy into lately in terms of delivering content. I'm there every Tuesday at noon, and this last Tuesday at noon I was talking about how I basically lost my shit. I had let myself and my ambitions like paint me into a corner to where I just felt really overwhelmed and stressed out and like a crazy workaholic, and I just sort of like lost it for a minute, and then I had to kind of pull out, you know, all these practices I'm always talking about to bring myself back to center. And I really think it's an important thing to understand that these things are practices, and practice means you practice. You never really arrive at any one point. You just put these things into practice. You get better at them over time, and pretty soon, for the most part, they just become second nature. But I don't think you ever really arrive at one point. And I know I talk about this too sometimes, but I think that there's a flaw in the New Age movement right now. We're kind of creating this new religion that reminds me so much of the religion that I raised in. It's got its own dogma and its own rules and its own version, if you ask me, of original sin, that we are somehow dirty and in need of cleansing or ascension or some kind of perfection. And that is something that really doesn't resonate with me. I am interested in being human. I feel like I was born to be human. I was born to live in this 3D, reality, this planet, and to experience flaws and challenges as part of this journey. So I no longer put my focus on trying to ascend, or this so-called ascension process that is taking place, and I'm more just interested in being present to what's happening now and concentrating on being a good person, a kind person who sees myself and other people with the eyes of love. And one thing's for sure, the more I know, the more I know I don't know. Like, the deeper you dig into the mystery, the deeper you dig into your own personality, the more questions come up. And so you can really just drive yourself crazy trying to get to the bottom of that. You can do all your shadow work, and you can explore your childhood, and you can explore all your past lives, but you're never ever going to get to like point zero where you have all the answers. So you might as well enjoy the ride. And I also want to tie this in to what I'm going to be doing next week, and that is all next week for me is going to be devoted to being a late bloomer, because I am a part of the 4 on 40 event that is happening next Thursday at visit www.4on40.com to check it out. And what we've done is, me and my 3 other co-hosts, the 4 of us, we each assigned ourselves a different theme that relates to our experience of turning 40. And for me, that theme is being a late bloomer. You can feel like a late bloomer in your teens or your 20s or your 30s, but for me, I feel like a late bloomer coming into my 40s. I feel like I've recently found myself and have gotten to a place of authenticity and empowerment where I finally feel like I'm in the groove of life. I still have challenges, I still lose my mind every once in a while, but in general I feel good and like I'm where I'm supposed to be. And I think that that's what being a late bloomer is all about. I don't think being a late bloomer is so much about having arrived at a place where you can finally shine as it is so much about having arrived at a place within where you can allow yourself to shine, where you can allow who you truly are to present itself and get into flow with that and let other people see who that is, and your life starts to have a flow and it starts to make sense for you and you start to feel like you're on purpose. For me, that's what being a late bloomer is all about, and that's what I'm going to be talking about next week. And again, that doesn't necessarily relate to turning 40, except it does for me, because this is the time in my life where I feel like, yeah, I'm in full bloom. This is who I am. And I know I'm going to have to continue practicing, and all of the practice is not going to make me perfect. It's just going to make more practice, and I'm okay with that. I enjoy the practice and I enjoy being a late bloomer. And if you feel like a late bloomer, I hope you will tune into all of that. And obviously, if you are a woman turning 40, 4 on 40 is all about you. So please go there and sign up so that you can attend the live event. And if you can't be there at 1 o'clock Eastern Time, did I say that wrong earlier? Did I say noon? I can't remember. If you can't be there at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, Thursday, September 12th, don't worry. If you sign up, you're going to get an email with a replay, so you can watch it all on replay. But it's good to be there live, because we're going to be doing a live Q&A session after the panel discussion. So, lots of fun! Much love! Peace!